Students at Boston University led the second annual Be United Student Diversity Conference, a day-long event full of workshops surrounding social justice. After a large increase in attendance, last year from 50 students to this year 200, I met with the director and founder of programming, Victoria Agvaleche, to learn more about the event's challenges and its growth.
Hi Victoria, thank you so much for coming to speak with me today.
No problem.
So my first question for you is, why did you decide to bring this conference to BU?
So I'm currently a biology student here at Boston University, and so because of this, I really don't have the opportunity to talk about things such as race and ethnicity, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, and even though it's constantly on the news and all over social media, I felt like we didn't really have an opportunity for students to gather together to have these important discussions. So I kind of wanted to allow students of different colleges to have these discussions together face-to-face instead of online.
Great. So what do you think contributed to the large increase in attendance this year compared to last year?
I think the biggest thing was Trump winning the election. I think a lot of people were upset and wanted to talk about it as it really brought a lot of important topics to the forefront, such as like Islamophobia and such, and also small changes. So last year was a 2-day conference and we changed it to a 1-day conference. Last year was also later in the year, closer to finals, and we moved it up to February. So I definitely think that the 3 of those things definitely contributed to the change in attendance.
How did you go about choosing who would work on the conference with you?
So last year I chose people who are already part of student organizations on campus, and this year I chose people who showed interest, whether they went to the conference last year or they reached out to me. And I definitely think that using both those methods, we ended up with a really good group of people who really were passionate about the conference and really wanted to see it succeed.
Nice. Where do you see the conference 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I hope that it's really, really big, that they can contain it in Metcalf. I hope that it's something that the Boston University administration sees as an investment, and that we'll see more attendance from other schools. This year we had 13 schools represented, and I would love to see that number increase because there are so many schools in Massachusetts. So I definitely do hope that as the conference continues, even after I graduate, that they definitely just get bigger and better every year.
You said that you hope administration is invested 5 years from now. What do you mean by that?
So last year the school paid for the conference, and we had it in question. It was really, really nice. And this year we had to come up with funding by ourselves, and we came up with a lot of creative ideas to make it happen. We also definitely reached out to different avenues on campus, just as student government and such, and also outside grants. And it paid off because it worked. So I would like to see the school invest some money into it to help the stress of trying to raise enough money to have a successful conference.
Great. What would you say is the most rewarding part of the conference despite all of the stress and challenges that you faced?
I think it was just the moment of me being up there and seeing that there were over 200 people there, and they were just having these discussions, and I didn't know everyone there because sometimes I know definitely like friends come out because they want to support you, but just seeing all the people that I didn't know and then having them reach out via email or Twitter or Instagram or even in person, like, oh, you're the girl from the conference. It's like I never experienced that before, so just having that feeling that I actually made this happen and that people learned and benefited from it and they really saw the importance and the mission of the conference, that was probably the most rewarding.
Thank you.
No problem.